Good evening and welcome to Midstate Magazine. I'm Brent Javalis.
And I'm Dale Hayimski. Now let's take a look at the news.
Two University of Wisconsin-Madison professors are attempting to give their students a piece of the American dream. This dream makes college accessible for those who attend public universities by lowering the total cost of tuition. Under the proposed model, students would receive free tuition for 2 years and would have their books and supplies paid for completely, as well as receive a stipend to help with living expenses. Goldrick Rabb said rerouting financial aid from private institutes to public colleges and universities could cover the cost. 50 years ago, the federal government allowed private schools to start receiving aid during a time public schools were not as established. The proposal is far from a reality, but Goldrick Rabb says it will take a lot of difficult discussions between both local and federal government to put a working plan into order. The Los Gatos, California streaming video company, Netflix, plans to raise prices for new customers by $1 or $2 a month this quarter. Existing customers will continue to pay the current prices for a period of time. Access to the company's streaming video library currently costs $7.99 a month for subscribers.
Going into space is an expensive business because so much of the stuff that gets you there is thrown away. A whole rocket goes up, but only a little bit comes back down. To help reduce those costs, SpaceX is developing a reusable version of its Falcon 9 rocket that, when complete, will be able to maneuver and be reused in future missions. The launch and landing of the Falcon 9 reusable rocket is a remarkable technical achievement. A local man who was a suspect in last week's robbery of the Glassfield State Banks was found dead in his jail cell at the Peoria County Jail on Monday. Discovered by a jailer about 45 minutes after he was last seen alive, the body of Kevin Angus, age 26, was found sitting on the floor with a bedsheet tied around his neck to the upper bunk of his bed. An autopsy performed later Monday showed ligature hanging as the preliminary cause of death. An internal investigation to make sure correctional officers followed proper policies has begun. According to state recommendations, inmates are generally checked on about twice an hour. Angus had been apprehended Thursday after the bank's robbery, allegedly using a knife to steal thousands of dollars. Another man, Josh Wernsman, age 26, was also arrested and remains in custody at the jail.
Students in Illinois Central College's Sign Language Growth and Interpreters Network Sign Club recently showcased their skills in a deaf idol contest. The performance included poetry, stories, and songs in the American Sign Language. Most of the club members are also involved in the interpretive preparation at ICC, a 45-credit-hour program for entry-level professional interpreters. 10 individual performers competed, with Rainey Diaz, a 17-year-old student at Richwoods High School, winning for her rendition of Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. Deaf Idol also featured group performers who shared their own ASL renditions of classic songs such as Seasons of the Love and Don't Stop Believing. This past weekend, Central Illinois gathered for an extraordinary 5K obstacle course.
The Soldier Dash was a test of strength, especially for our Midstate Magazine team who participated. Let's check in with reporter Ian Spitznagel.
It's a warm spring day here at Lower Bradley Park, where people from all over Central Illinois come to meet up and get active to support a good cause. This good cause is the Soldier Dash 5K, where teams of 9 compete against each other to support the Disabled National Veterans Foundation.
We decided to do this because we wanted to make an event that would benefit nationally organized veterans. We decided to do a race, and we didn't want to do a normal 5K because, you know, those are really overdone. So we decided to make things interesting.
And interesting it was, because it was no ordinary 5K race. Scattered throughout the race, there were obstacle courses ranging from sack races and duffel bag throwing to tire runs and grenade tosses. Teams from all over Central Illinois came to support the cause, including Midstate Magazine. The racing courses were a test of endurance and strength, teaching us all how to work together as a team and get the job done.
The favorite thing I like about races is the fact that, you know, I'm a seasonal runner, and just seeing people run, seeing people getting active really just gets me excited. Just seeing people out there getting active, getting excited about stuff. You know what's funny about obstacle races is that you get non-runners, people that don't like running 5Ks. And they just want to run it just because, you know, it's something different. It really is something more exciting. It's something that you want to do, especially as a team. And we got a lot of teams out here today, which I really appreciated.
I'm Ian Spitznagel with the proud last place finishers, Midstate Magazine.
Yeah! Thank you, Ian, and our adventurous Midstate crew. Now let's head to Spencer with sports.
Thank you, Danielle. Meb Keflezighi became the first American to win the Boston Marathon since 1985 last week. The 38-year-old completed the 26-mile race in a personal best 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 37 seconds, holding off Kenya's Wilson Chebet, who finished 11 seconds behind. Keflezighi is the first American to win since Lisa Larson-Wiedenbach took the women's title in 1985. He is also the oldest winner since 38-year-old James P. Hennigan won in 1931. Ending a tension-filled tenure, Mike Woodson is officially out as head coach of the New York Knicks. Woodson, who had 1 year remaining on his 3-year contract, guided the team to 54 wins and a division title last year, along with their first playoff win in 13 seasons. Although owner James Dolan expected them to compete for a championship, they fell short of those aspirations this year, missing out on the postseason for the first time in 4 seasons. Chicago Bulls center Joakim Noah was named the Defensive Player of the Year last week. Noah had one of the best regular seasons of his career, averaging 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. He became the first Bull since Michael Jordan in 1988 to win the award. He picked up a total of 555 votes. Noah had been the heart and soul of a Bulls team that lost point guard, Derrick Rose to an ACL tear and forward Luol Deng in a trade to the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's all for sports. Let's send it back to Danielle.
Thanks, Spencer. Joseph Lewis Miller spent more than 33 years hiding, ducking police for a murder charge out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Now 78, Miller was arrested Monday in Mineola, Texas, where he was living under the alias Roy Eugene Eubanks and serving as a deacon at a church. A 1981 arrest warrant charges Miller with murder, committing crimes with a firearm, being a convict in possession of a firearm, and carrying a firearm without a license.
Guess it's hard to question a guy that works at a church. That's a long time to be running.
Yeah, well, that wraps up Midstate Magazine. I'm Spencer Shelton.
And I'm Brent Travalis.
And I'm Dale Haimski. Have a great night and be sure to join us next week.